All of you know my name is Jessica, and I'm 34 years old. I grew up in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I have 3 kids. Caitlin is 13.
You're okay.
Brooklyn is 10, and her twin brother Tucker died when he was 84 days old. My children live in Kansas with their father, and my hope is to see them very soon. Thank you all for coming today. It's really great to see all of you. Today is a very special day for Danielle and I, and we are sincerely grateful that you could join us. And a very special thank you to CR and Paula. To be a great leader, you first have to become a great person. You two haven't told me what to do, you've shown me how it's done. And I am so grateful that God brought me to you. It is wonderful when people believe in their leaders, but it's even more wonderful when the leaders believe in the people. They say that you change when you are hurt enough that you have to change, and that was true in my case too. But Miss Paula helped me to learn enough that I then wanted to change, and most importantly, I received enough love and support from all of you that then I was able to change. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. As a child, I do not ever remember saying when I grow up, I want to become a drug addict. Becoming a drug addict really was not part of the plan, yet somehow drugs got in the way of my dreams. People say that you were born an addict, but I don't know if I believe that. Although the first time I used drugs, an addict was born. What started out as fun on the weekends turned into a way of life, and before I knew it, loneliness, fear, and desperation began to invade my life. The first people I let down were the people I loved the most. I went through their lives like a tornado. I drained them emotionally, spiritually, and financially, trying to fill the emptiness I felt inside. It did not take long until I became hopeless and homeless. Like our Sunday school teacher always says, I got what I wanted, but I didn't want what I got. In and out of jobs and jail was the norm, and my life was ultimately based on how I could please me. Selfless living was nowhere in sight, and walking with Christ was something that I never wanted to talk about. You see, for a man to know to do good and to do it not, to him it is a sin. James 4:17. I knew to do right, but I chose not to. I did this so much that I had developed a reprobate mind, and the enemy had me thinking I was a person rejected by God beyond all hope of salvation. This mindset twirled me into a deeper hole of addiction where I swore I'd never go. And the fear was overwhelming. Death seemed like the next stop on a bleak journey. But just as reckless driving has its consequences, so does reckless living. To ignore my sin was to endorse my sin. If my sin had no price, then I could have kept on sinning. If my sin brought no pain, then I could have kept on going. In fact, Romans 3:8 says, "And why not do evil that good may come? Holiness demands that the sin be punished. Mercy compels that the sinner be loved. But God made Jesus become sin so we could be right with God." 2 Corinthians 5:21. The lifestyle I had been living earned me a bed at Diane's House of St. Louis. When I arrived on March 24th of 2017, I had no intentions of staying. I fought it tooth and nail. And about 2 months into this challenge, after the dust had settled and the fog was cleared, I realized that Jesus was all that I had. But then the revelation that he was all that I needed overwhelmed my soul. So I began to seek after the Lord during this time, and through his word, he began to reveal to me that he had been there all along.
Amen.
Deuteronomy 4:29 says, "You will seek the Lord your God, and you will find him if you seek him with all your heart and with all your soul." He was giving me wisdom and knowledge of his will, and I thirsted for more. He not only saved me from an early death, but he forgave me in an instant for all that I had done. I felt fear, but godly, reverent, healthy fear. It became clear to me that my obligation to Christ was to serve him. He saved me when I turned my back on Him. Thanks to God, I had so much more going for me, so much to look forward to. God's best is yet to come. I am no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. Through the ministry of Teen Challenge, God has restored my life and given me the strength to be the person that He created me to be. I have been rescued from the grips of addiction and restored back to sanity. I am very grateful for the Lord's mercy and love to those who make a place like Teen Challenge possible.